On a dark night, a young boy runs through the forest, his clothes torn and hanging in rags. Suddenly, he stumbles over a tree root and tumbles down a steep slope. Pain surges through his body as he forces himself back to his feet. That is when he realizes he is surrounded. 6 men wearing red capes stand before him, blocking every possible escape. Assassins. Seeing no way out, the boy finally pulls out a dagger. The moment the blade appears, the assassins attack. The young prince swings his dagger wildly, fighting with pure instinct. But one of the assassins strikes his hand. The dagger falls to the ground. In the next instant, the assassin grabs the prince by the throat and lifts him into the air. As his vision darkens, the prince calmly reaches behind his back. A second dagger. With a swift motion, he slits the assassin's throat. Blood spills as the body collapses. A faint grin appears on the prince's face, but it lasts only a moment. Another assassin lunges forward and slams his knee into the prince's face. The prince crashes to the ground. A blade pierces his stomach. The assassin steps on the wound. The prince screams in agony. Suddenly, a burst of fire erupts, striking the assassin and blowing apart his upper body. The remaining assassins turn in shock. Standing behind them is another boy, his body steaming, surrounded by a strange aura. Without hesitation, they rush toward him, but they never stand a chance. Moving at lightning speed, the boy takes them down one by one. Only one assassin manages to escape. The prince's vision begins to blur. The mysterious boy kneels beside him, pulls something from his pocket, and injects it into the prince's neck. Moments later, the boy disappears without a trace. In this world, martial arts exist only to kill. Those who master them rise above ordinary people and are known as the Murim. Their disciples gather under powerful masters, forming great clans. Among them exists a darker force, the demonic cult. The demonic cult is made up of many clans, but only 6 stand at the top. To maintain balance, the cult lord must marry 6 women, one from each clan, and produce heirs. When these descendants reach a certain age, they are sent to the demonic academy. This is the story of an illegitimate child of the highest-ranking family of the demonic cult. A boy who holds the right to the throne. His name is Cheon Yeo-Woon. The next morning, Yeo-Woon wakes up in confusion. He remembers his stomach being pierced by a sword, but now there is no wound, only a strange, sticky smell, and a few black spots on his skin. Suddenly, a voice echoes from within his body. Panicked, Yeo-Woon freezes, but the voice calmly reassures him. It introduces itself as a 7th-generation Nano Machine. The Nano Machine explains that it has activated self-healing mode and transmitted the information directly to his brain. Before Yeo-Woon can react further, a knock sounds at the door. He quickly lies back down. His servant enters, followed by a doctor. After checking Yeo-Woon's pulse and examining his body, the doctor falls silent. Finally, he speaks. Yeo-Woon's body is now perfectly suited for martial arts training. Later, while bathing, Yeo-Woon decides to test the Nano Machine's healing ability. He cuts his palm. Blood flows, but only briefly. Before his eyes, the wound closes and heals completely. After changing clothes, Yeo-Woon returns to his study. The Nano Machine asks him to open a book and flip through its pages. As he does, the entire book is scanned. Moments later, all the information is transferred into his mind. Yeo-Woon realizes he has memorized the entire book without reading it. With a steady breath, he prepares himself. It is time to enter the demonic academy. Meanwhile, inside the castle of Bakmajang, the surviving assassin kneels before a furious prince. The prince rages, enraged that Yeo-Woon survived. But slowly, an evil grin spreads across his face. If assassination failed, then he will kill Yeo-Woon himself. The morning of the entrance test arrives. Yeo-Woon lies in bed, deep in thought. He opens his window and looks down into the courtyard. There, his servant Jang is training. Suddenly, the Nano Machine asks if Yeo-Woon would like to scan Jang's movements. Surprised, Yeo-Woon asks if such a thing is possible. The Nano Machine confirms it. With permission granted, the scan begins. Every movement, every stance, every technique is recorded and analyzed. All of it is then transferred directly into Yeo-Woon's mind. Closing the window, Yeo-Woon begins to move. He performs the techniques perfectly, skills he has never trained, yet somehow already mastered. At the Demonic Academy, thousands of cadets gather in the vast courtyard. Nervous whispers fill the air. Suddenly, the left guardian, Lee Hwa-myung, steps onto the stage. In the front row stand the heirs of the 6 great clans. Mu Yeon of the Dark Clan, Kyung-woon of the Sword Clan, Mu-kum of the Spring Clan, Jong-sum of the Poison Clan, Yu-chan of the Blade Clan, Won-ryu of the Sound Clan. But one name is missing: Cheon Yeo-Woon. Unable to find a name tag for the 7th prince, he is forced to stand among the common cadets. Then, loud horns echo across the academy grounds. With the sound of the horns, more figures enter the stage. The right guardian, Seob Meng. The lead guardian, Marakium. And finally, with overwhelming presence and crushing authority, one of the 5 strongest in all of Morim, the Cheonma cult lord, Cheon Yeo-Woon. Using his powerful Nagong, his voice spreads across the entire courtyard without effort. He addresses the cadets briefly. Then he turns and leaves. After his departure, the left guardian steps forward. The academy will last 4 years. It will consist of 6 stages. After each stage, there will be a test. Every cadet has only one chance to pass each test. Those who pass will receive special rewards. First, the Black Dragon Ball, which grants 20 years' worth of Nagong. Second, access to 1 floor of the Demonic Academy's library for every stage passed. Third, an official rank within the cult. He then announces that dormitories will be assigned only after the first test. The cadets are shocked. The first test is a basic Nagong endurance test. Yeo-Woon's expression darkens. He possesses no Nagong. By oath, sworn by the women of the 6 clans, he was forbidden from practicing it. He grits his teeth in anger and despair. Suddenly, several women enter from the front of the stage. Among them is the 5th elder, the leader of the Sound Clan, Han So-yu. She steps forward. The test is simple. Endure her musical energy for 1 minute. With even a small amount of Nagong, this would be manageable. But Yeo-Woon has none. The test begins immediately. The elder plucks the strings of her instrument. The sound is soft at first. Then it spreads like invisible blades through the air. Cadets begin to faint, some collapse. Others vomit, unable to endure the internal pressure. The heirs of the 6 clans stand firm without difficulty. But gradually, the plucking grows harsher, more violent. The energy intensifies. Han So-yu's eyes narrow in fury. While most struggle to remain standing, Yeo-Woon stands calmly among them. Yeo-Woon himself is confused. That is when the Nano Machine informs him. The emergency defense system has been activated. The elder grows angrier. She increases the force of her music. Cadets' ears begin to bleed. Even the heirs start to show strain. Yet Yeo-Woon remains unmoved. The crowd begins to notice him. Not wanting to reveal his secret strength, Yeo-Woon asks the Nano Machine to simulate internal injury. The elder's pride is wounded. Her anger surges. She plucks the strings with violent force. Even the heirs begin to bleed. The left guardian finally intervenes and stops her. Only then does she realize she allowed her hatred for Yeo-Woon to go too far. Moments later, Yeo-Woon suddenly vomits blood. He trembles as if barely able to stand. Seeing the amount of blood, the left guardian rushes forward. He grabs Yeo-Woon's wrist and checks his pulse. His eyes widen. Yeo-Woon truly has no Naegong. Shocked, the guardian orders him to be taken to the infirmary. Meanwhile, the Nano Machine activates self-healing. Inside the infirmary, the doctor examines Yeo-Woon carefully. Suddenly, the right guardian barges in. He's clearly impressed by Yeo-Woon's performance during the test. As he observes him, he realizes Yeo-Woon is only pretending to sleep. He sits him up. The right guardian praises his willpower and composure. Then he offers to take Yeo-Woon as his student. Yeo-Woon hesitates. The guardian then hands him a paper. He says it will help him survive the academy. He also explains why Yeo-Woon alone was sent to the infirmary, despite many cadets being injured. The others can heal themselves using Naegong. Yeo-Woon cannot. Those words weigh heavily on him. Finally, the guardian reveals the truth. The paper contains the foundational breathing technique of Naegong. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Yeo-Woon kneels and begs to become his disciple. The right guardian accepts. Then he leaves the infirmary. Outside, on the training grounds, the results are announced. Out of thousands, only 415 cadets have passed the first test.